Okay, so what I'm seeing here with this graph is I drew the horizontal line where I thought was the midline. And the way I tell it's the midline is because it's halfway between the maximum and the minimum. So if I see the maximum is way up here at 2, and the minimum's way down here at -4, that's a distance of 6. And halfway between that would be 3 down from the maximum or 3 up from the minimum. So 1, 2, 3. So I know the midline is y equals -1. Okay, so that's the midline. And then since I've already know what half the maximum and minimum is, that tells me the amplitude is 3. Now the period is how long it takes to repeat. And I see a nice lattice point here. I see a nice lattice point here. So that distance is pi units long. That tells me the period is pi. And let's see, what else do I need to know? I know the amplitude. I don't think there's any left-right shift because there's a peak. We know cosine when x equals 0, when the angle is 0, theta is 0. We know. Well, think about the unit circle here. We know when the unit circle at 0 radians, that's where that point is, and we know the x is the cosine and y is the sine. So we know at 0 radians, cosine is 1. So this has been stretched by 3 units. That's because the amplitude's that. Okay, so there's no left-right shift. What else they want me to do? I get the amplitude, midline, and period, and then they want to write a formula. So I'm pretty sure this is a cosine graph because there's a nice lattice point there. I mean, I could say a sine graph and shift it either left or right, but I don't really know for sure what's the x coordinate of that intersection point is. So I do know to see the lattice point. So I think a cosine's a safer graph. So we know y or f of x equals 3 times the cosine. Now we need to know the b number. Well, we know that normal everyday cosine sine graph have a period of 2 pi. So if we divide it by the period, that'll tell me the b number. So 2 pi, whoops, 2 pi, not 3 pi, Dan. 2 pi over 3, and then it's been shifted down 1. So that's what that function could be represented by. Okay, and that's my thinking of it, how I approach these. Hopefully that helps.